You have a dream, a goal so big it almost feels embarrassing to say out loud. And every time you look at how far you have to go, you feel the weight of it. The distance between where you are and where you want to be. Maybe you have started before and stopped, started again, and lost momentum. And now part of you wonders, is it even possible? Is it meant for someone like me? Africa's ancestors heard that question, and thousands of years ago, they answered it. Not with a speech, not with a strategy, with a bird. Little by little, the bird builds its nest. This is African wisdom, ancient, patient, and in a world that demands everything instantly, more necessary than ever. Welcome to Great African Wisdom, where we bring you the timeless teachings of our ancestors and show you how to live them in your real life, right now. If this is your first time here, subscribe and turn on notifications. A new piece of wisdom drops every week, and you do not want to miss it. To truly understand this proverb, you must sit for a moment and watch what a bird actually does. A bird does not look at the finished nest and feel overwhelmed. It does not calculate how many twigs are needed and give up before beginning. It does not compare its nest to the eagle's nest and decide its own is not worth building. A bird picks up one twig, flies it to the right place, places it, then goes back for another. One twig, one flight, one placement, over and over and over, until one day, without ceremony, without applause, there is a nest, a home, a place where life begins. The bird does not celebrate each twig. It does not need to. It simply keeps going, and the nest builds itself, twig by twig, day by day, from nothing into something extraordinary. This is the African secret your ancestors lived by. Not motivation, not big moments, not viral success. Twig by twig, day by day, one small, consistent, unremarkable action, repeated until something remarkable exists. So why do big goals feel so impossible? Why do we abandon the nest halfway through? Here is what the ancestors understood about human nature and what modern psychology has since confirmed. The human mind is not afraid of hard work. It is afraid of the gap between where it is and where the goal is. That gap, when you stare at it directly, produces overwhelm, and overwhelm produces paralysis. The bird never stares at the gap. The bird never tries to hold the entire nest in its mind at once. The bird only ever sees the next twig. That is its secret. That is your secret too, if you're willing to use it. Your big goal is not the problem. Trying to hold the entire goal in your mind at once, that is the problem. The nest is never built all at once. It was never meant to be. The answer is not more motivation. The answer is simpler and older than any motivational speech. It is this: find your next twig. Just one, not the whole nest. Not tomorrow's twig. Just the one that belongs to today. Let me tell you about the weaver bird, one of the most celebrated birds in African culture. The weaver bird is known across West and East Africa for building the most intricate, elaborate nests of any bird on the continent. Scientists have studied these nests and found they require hundreds of separate weaving actions, individual knots, loops, and placements, each one unremarkable on its own. But here is what is truly extraordinary. The weaver bird does not have a blueprint. It does not have a plan drawn on paper. It only has instinct, patience, and the knowledge of the next move. And through that alone, it builds something that withstands storms, shelters eggs, and raises the next generation. Our ancestors watched the weaver bird, and they understood the greatest structures in life are not built from grand plans alone. They are built from thousands of small, faithful, repeated actions, each one trusting the next. That weaver bird nest, swinging gently in the African breeze, is not just a home. It is proof that small and faithful always defeats large and scattered. Proof that your dream is possible if you will only pick up the next twig. Now, let us talk about patience, because this proverb is often misread as a call to be passive, to slow down, to wait. But that is not what the bird does. The bird is not sitting on a branch waiting for the nest to appear. The bird is moving, constantly, purposefully, tirelessly. It is patient in its expectation of the outcome, but relentless in its daily action. This is the African understanding of patience that the modern world has lost. Patience is not the absence of action. Patience is the refusal to be rushed into the wrong action. It is the commitment to show up every day and place your twig, even when you cannot yet see the shape of the nest, even when others cannot see what you are building, even when you yourself are not sure it is working. Our ancestors called this ukweli wa moyo in Swahili, the faithfulness of the heart, the daily choice to keep building even without visible proof. Every time you show up to your work, even when it is hard, even when no one is watching, even when the result is not yet visible, you are placing a twig. And every twig matters. Not one is wasted. The nest remembers every single one. Here are 3 lessons from this proverb that you can apply to your biggest goal today. Lesson 1, name your nest. You cannot build what you have not defined. Write down your big goal clearly, specifically, without apology. Name the nest you are building. Pin it somewhere you will see it every morning. The bird always knows which tree it is flying toward. Lesson 2, find today's twig. Every morning, ask yourself one question. What is the single most important action I can take today that moves my nest forward? Not 10 things. 1. The bird does not carry 10 twigs at once. It masters the one in its beak. Do the same. Do it well. Then come back tomorrow for another. Lesson 3. Trust the accumulation. There will be a season when you cannot yet see the nest, when your work looks like a pile of twigs on the ground and not yet a home. This is the most dangerous moment, because it is when most people quit. Do not quit in the season of accumulation. The nest is forming. You simply cannot see the full shape yet. Trust the twig. Trust the process. Trust the bird in you. Every great thing ever built in Africa, every kingdom, every farm, every family, every legacy was built the same way the bird builds its nest. One small, faithful, repeated action at a time, not in a rush, not all at once, little by little. Your dream is not too big. You are not too small. You simply need the patience and the faithfulness of the bird. Little by little, the bird builds its nest, African wisdom, timeless, yours to keep, yours to build. Before you go, I want to know, what nest are you building right now? Tell me in the comments. Let the community witness your journey. We are all building something, and none of us has to build alone. If this wisdom moved you, share it with someone who is in the middle of their nest and needs to hear this today. Subscribe to Great African Wisdom, and I will see you in the next one.